You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Sponsored in part by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's gotta go fast, but not too fast because we have to fill an hour. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Samantha.
Samantha's back!
Hey!
All right, so we have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a bunch of news to go over, but first let's talk about some things we've been checking out.
Check it out!
A call back to last week when we talked about Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, I missed the singers last week. We had to keep it ship-shape and professional.
We had to keep it 100% profesh with our special guest last week. But no, let's talk about some things we've been checking out. You know what? I watched The Batman.
Hey, I did too.
Forever.
What'd you think of it?
I also watched The Batman 1989.
So, okay, let's talk about some Batmans.
That's weird.
Yeah. All right, let's go in chronological order. You guys go ahead.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson was amazing. It was an amazing Joker.
Yeah.
Every scene he was in was amazing.
I love the museum scene. I think it's my
Yes.
favorite sequence.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best sequences.
Hubba, 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 money, money, money. Which that should have been the intro this week. But I don't care for Michael Keaton Batman.
Really?
He just falls down a lot and gets beat up. He's not a good fight man.
See, I kind of liked him. I kind of liked him as Batman, and at least in this one, the Batman Returns, he doesn't really have much to do. But the first one, he seemed okay.
It just didn't. The fights weren't cool enough for me. But
No.
it was an older movie.
He
and
also
fight
could
scenes-
barely move in that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of times where he looks up and he just bends completely.
Yeah, because
backward.
if he turned his head, the rubber of the suit would tear.
Yeah,
so,
so
he wasn't allowed. Another funny thing.
Very strong shoulder actor.
When you see Vicky Vale get out of the Batmobile and she's not wearing her shoes, the whole reason is that because her heels kept scratching the paint. So she has to take her shoes off to get out of the Batmobile. Oh, also the canopy would cut the ears off the cowl every time it
Nice.
closed. So they had a special cowl for when he's in the Batmobile where the ears are a little shorter.
There's a scene where he's chasing the Joker in the church, and he's been beat up or something, and he trips and he knocks over a bunch of pews.
Yeah.
And they fall over like he's Pee Wee Herman at the biker bar.
You know what? I'm okay with that. He's human. He's fallible. And then that Kung Fu man showed up, and he did an Indiana Jones on him, kind of.
Yeah.
And then he chases the Joker all the way up a stairwell and doesn't use his grappling hook for some reason.
Well, you know what? He was distracted at the time. He kind of forgot. It's okay. You know, I'm willing to cut Batman some slack on this one.
How much do you weigh?
Like when the cops run in earlier and look at the pews, I riffed what idiot knocked all these over? But it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's good. Jack Nicholson is probably the best part of that entire thing. We were talking about that What Happened YouTube show before we started recording. Apparently Nicholson was supposed to come back in Batman 5 as a scarecrow fear gas induced hallucination.
Oh yeah, I
And they were
remember that.
supposed and it was going to be Jack Nicholson was going to come back. Yeah, and that's kind of awesome.
Also, Vicky Vale had no agency whatsoever.
No.
It's the product of the time, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than anything, for sure.
The Joker's dancing with her and then the church, and she's just not even trying.
No, she's just yeah. But that's again product of the time.
That's the time.
And then
This is my life now.
I guess I'm married to the Joker now.
and then the whole the parade scene with the Prince music and
That was so good.
and then when the Batwing is coming out of the sky and he
That
pulls
whole-
that comically long gun out of his pants.
I love that stupid gun. And that super Tim Burton stupid balloon in the air.
Yeah. That whole album is good. Like,
Yeah.
Prince did the entire album.
Yeah.
And it's super, super good. Bad Dance is great.
It's such a weird pick for a Batman movie to be like,
Yeah.
Prince, do all of it, but it is
It
good.
works.
Yeah.
It really works.
Where does he get these wonderful toys?
And like the scene when he's using the Batwing and he just flies back and forth and like doesn't really do anything.
Oh, and then flies up in front of the moon and makes the bat symbol.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to figure out what to do. Like he can't figure out what to do and he keeps flying over like, gotta come up with something.
I will say, though, that the 89 Batmobile is probably one of my favorite movie Batmobiles.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's a cool Batmobile.
Yeah. You want to talk about a bad Batmobile? Batman Forever has one of the ugliest Batmobiles I think I've ever seen.
Is that the Geiger looking one?
Yes,
with
it
the
is.
blue lights in
With
Is
it.
the
that
blue
the one that
lights.
drives up a wall?
Yes. Yeah. So Batman Forever is a movie. It's not as bad as people give it slack.
This
It's
is
okay.
This is the Val Kilmer one, right?
This is the Val Kilmer
You
one.
have to
Yes.
go in thinking like Batman 66.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah, that's how I feel with both the Schumacher ones.
This one actually, I think it had a pretty good marriage between kind of the darker stuff and the Batman and
And
the
the
lighter
camp,
Batman
and the camp.
because they still talk about the parents' death. They still have some pretty serious stuff. I mean, Robin's family gets killed on screen. Yeah, very
Yeah.
seriously. But I mean, it is a lighter tone and it is a little more toyetic, but I still think it's a good movie.
Oh, I guess Tommy Lee Jones absolutely hated working
Every part
with Jim
of it.
Carrey.
He hated the entire process, from what I understand. But definitely hated Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was great in it.
He said he quote unquote is a clown. Like he told him to his face, "You are a clown."
Yeah,
I mean, he kind of
He
is.
kinda- yeah.
At the time, he
At the
was.
time, he definitely was.
He was still writing his Ace Ventura mask-esque Carreyisms.
Rubber
Sure.
face.
Yeah.
Clown work.
Yeah. As much as I love Tommy Lee Jones, he was probably the worst part of the movie, honestly.
I mean, Chris O'Donnell's not good either.
He was fine for what they gave him to do. They should have cast someone a little younger. It is kind of weird that you have this grown,
This adult Robin.
this adult man who is acting like a teen boy.
Shouldn't you be Nightwing by now?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. But the sets are good. The story was pretty solid. The graphic, it looked vibrant. It looked interesting. What's her name?
Oh, the psychologist.
The psychologist, Chase Meridian.
Yeah.
She.
That's a fantastic name.
It's a really good name, and she did have a little more agency. She kind of gave it back to Batman every now and then. I mean, by the end, she was kind of they damseled her pretty hard, but for a good portion of the movie, she was like a fairly strong character.
Also, the fact that those 4 movies have the same Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred and Commissioner Gordon are the only 2 actors that were the same throughout all 4
of that Batman series.
Do you think Batman Forever would have been a little bit better if they would have stuck with what's his name as Harvey Dent? Two-Face.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy
Yeah.
D. Williams?
Yes.
Yeah. That would have been great, right?
I mean, they did that comic Batman '89 where he does become Two-Face.
Right.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, maybe. Like you said, Tommy Lee Jones.
there, Riddler.
I would have liked to have seen a Tim Burton Poison Ivy.
Yeah, that would have been kind of interesting.
I mean, they did a really cool Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
She's just cool. She's neat.
which is funny. Which is funny because I read something about that. Michelle Pfeiffer became better with the whip than her stunt double did.
That's awesome.
Like she practiced so much, she actually got better with it.
I read today that Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows got cast as, what's his name? Harvey. But he got cast as Nightwing in the Harley Quinn show,
oh, really?
which is cool. He's a cool dude.
The animated one?
Yes,
Oh man, I love
Oh,
that
awesome.
show.
That's a great show.
It is a great
it
show.
is. More people should watch that show because it's so good.
But also Batman can't do that because that's not what heroes do.
I also heard that Tim Gunn's going to be playing himself in it.
Tim Gunn. I thought
Yeah, Tim Gunn.
Tim Gunn, the fashion guy.
No, not Tim Gunn.
James Gunn.
I always mix them up. James Gunn.
Make it work, Batman.
Either one would be
That would have been
know,
pretty
right?
great. Yeah, no, that would have been pretty good.
Tim Gunn is like an Edna Mode, like no capes.
I wonder if they'll be shooting a Suicide Squad film in the universe of Harley. I keep wanting to say Harvey Quinn because we talked about Harvey Dent.
None of us can talk
Yeah,
today.
I wonder if they're going to be shooting a Suicide Squad movie in the universe of Harley Quinn, and that's why James Gunn is there.
Maybe.
Oh, they just get the actual, villains to play themselves.
Can we get Peacemaker in there? Can we get John Cena in the
that would be
animated?
so good. That would be so
Oh,
good.
that'd be wild.
Because I'm going to say it again for the 100th time on the show. Peacemaker is so good. Please watch it.
It's super good. Speaking of casting in Batman films, and Nick Cage, apparently he made an impassioned plea that he wants to play a dark, edgy version of Egghead
Oh, yes.
in the sequel to The Batman.
Yes. I don't know how you would make Egghead dark and edgy, but please do it.
Oh,
Please do it.
if anyone could do it,
Yeah.
it's Nicolas Cage. Well, no, he probably couldn't, but it would be amazing to watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
I'm an Eggman. I'm an Eggman.
that's scrambled casting.
Yeah.
So anyway, the yoke's on you.
So yeah, so
I
you
watched
The Batman.
I watched The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
It is surprisingly a good movie. Like, I had very low expectations, and it actually turns out a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I thought about watching it today, and I decided it's 3 hours long.
It is.
I can't-
It is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's a lot of movie.
It is a lot of movie, but I didn't sit there and feel like I'm dying. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, no, I understand. I wouldn't feel that way either. I just had a lot of things to
I know
do
some
today.
movies, some long movies just sit there and like come on, wrap it up.
Yeah.
But
Like Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So-
Titanic, the boat sinking. God, 3 hours.
I mean, the first half, it pretty much is like, oh, God, when's the boat going to sink?
Tired of this whirlwind romance.
Yeah.
we get it.
Oh,
They're from different class systems.
Come on.
So, The Batman with Robert Pattinson is shot amazingly. Like, the cinematography is fantastic. Like, the guy who worked on it also worked on Rogue One. He did all kinds of stuff. Robert Pattinson does a really good job of being a very secluded Bruce Wayne. Like, he has completely dedicated his life to being Batman.
Early Batman has to be kind of a weirdo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's super weird. And this movie does something that a Batman movie hasn't done in a long time, and it was really refreshing. It let Batman be a detective.
oh man.
Oh,
that,
good.
Now that sounds appealing.
Yeah.
Like, you actually see him, like, trying to, like, figure out clues and stuff and figure out what is going on and what does this stuff mean. And then, like, the whole Riddler Zodiac killer style, I thought I was going to hate it.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of fun. And I guess the guy who played him,
Paul Dano.
yeah, Paul Dano, he did a lot of his own directing and like, I want to do it this way or I want to try it this way. There's like a whole part where he has this guy like bound up with like a bomb around his neck with a smartphone taped to his neck or taped to his hand, and he's like FaceTiming with that phone to talk to Batman.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's another thing I didn't notice. He wears these clear framed glasses through the whole movie, and somebody pointed out that Jim Carrey's character when he is wears the same style of glasses.
Same exact glasses. Yeah.
The guy who plays
Clear frame glasses are pretty cool.
the guy who plays Lieutenant Gordon does a really good job.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's been in a whole. Well, he's been in Westworld, the show, and he was the voice of the Watcher in
What if?
What If?
Jeffrey Wright.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
But he definitely plays this whole like, oh, this guy's a sicko, grumbly kind of cop thing all the time, and I kind of had to laugh with that.
That's great.
Zoe Kravitz is an amazing Catwoman. She chews up every scene she's in.
Man, I want to see it.
It's a good movie. Colin Farrell is like unrecognizable with his makeup of being Penguin.
He looks like Richard Karn.
He does. He does.
I read somewhere
Richard
that
Kind, not Richard Karn. Two very different people.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim.
There's a whole chase scene with the new Batmobile that's a pretty wild ride.
Yeah.
I don't like that Batmobile though.
I like it.
It looks like a divorced dad's Camaro.
I mean, it is very much like this souped up murder hot rod. And I guess when he first like starts it up and like goes to chase after the Penguin, Matt Reeves borrowed a lot from Christine.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Like the thing just seems like a mean, evil car.
So that's kind of cool. I like the idea of early Batman. He hasn't quite gotten all of the gadgets together yet. He's still piecing stuff together. So it makes sense. He would just buy a hot rod and
Soup it up.
yeah.
He does have a lot of weird gadgets. Like the biggest thing he has that's super, he has these contact lenses that he wears that records everything.
Oh.
And he's like, and he can like, go back and like look at
Like
clue.
that Black Mirror episode.
I wouldn't know. I've never watched Black Mirror.
There's an episode where you had people have cameras in their eyes and it records everything.
They could have given him Google Glass. Remember that?
One thing I wish they would have done is built more on Batman's relationship with Alfred. Andy Serkis does a really good job being like this kind of concerned father-esque figure.
That's cool.
To Robert Pattinson's kind of angsty, like... Another thing the movie does really well is it shows his growth as a character, like Batman's growth as a character. Because in the beginning of the movie, pretty much everyone's afraid of him. Like even people he's rescuing are absolutely terrified of him. But by the end of the movie, he like grows into like this heroic role where people are.
He goes from vigilante to hero.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he doesn't punch anybody so hard they're disfigured when they go to prison or whatever. And that was the brand. He doesn't brand people.
I don't know. Some of the fight scenes are very Arkham like game-esque, where you could tell he is seriously injuring some people. Just a lot of the scenes are framed really well. The first time you actually see Batman, there's like a whole like, I don't know, it seemed like forever of just heavy footsteps, like in like just straight darkness before he shows up.
So that's kind of cool. It's almost like a monster movie a little bit, where you don't see the monster until the second act or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very, very good movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, there is sort of an after credit scene, but it's really nothing. It's like a URL kind of thing because it shows later that Riddler has this whole like online community kind of thing.
Riddler 4chan.
Dude, seriously. Seriously.
He would.
Riddle Anonymous.
Dude, seriously, it's something like that. It's
Oh, wow.
And then there's like, a scene in Arkham where they tease another character who is that character, but he's not that character yet.
Oh, interesting.
That character being Joker.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the spoiler and I'm like, really? You gotta tease of all the Batman characters you could tease, you tease the most played out one that's been done the most times.
Well, it's the one that people want to see.
It's true.
I mean, and they pull a lot of stuff from like different Batman comics, like Batman Year One.
And Long Halloween, I guess,
Yes.
is a big influence
Yes.
in this one.
Yes.
No Calendar Man, though.
No.
I want to see some goofy characters.
Condiment King.
Condiment King, Calendar Man.
I guess Robert Pattinson's favorite Batman villain is Condiment King.
He just seems like a dude. He just seems like a dude you can hang out with. He went on like a whole tirade about how much he loves Final Fantasy VII in an interview, and Zoe Kravitz just had to sit there.
And about how it's such a hard choice between Tifa and Aerith.
Well, here's the
man,
easy one.
No, right?
Tifa,
Yeah,
because she lives.
Yeah, that too.
That's
Spoiler.
Also because Tifa is Tifa. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Punch Lady.
We've been over this before on the show.
But no, I really suggest people go out and watch this movie. It's very good.
The Italian government knows what I'm talking about.
I guess the Batman goes to HBO Max sometime in April. From what I've read.
And they're doing a Penguin limited series.
Yes, there is a Penguin limited
with
series.
Colin Farrell.
Yes, as
And
Penguin.
He's actually going to do it. That's pretty awesome.
Like he definitely plays the Penguin like this kind of like overweight mafioso kind of guy.
Gangster.
Yeah, he's very gangster.
Yeah.
Like when he shows up in
Well, he's like working for another established.
he's working for Falcone. Yeah.
Falcone. Okay.
Yeah.
Blue Falcon.
Carmine Falcone is
Falcone Azul.
is
Fancy scarves for everyone.
is focused very hard in this film. They mention
Dino Mud in it.
Shut up. They mention a lot of Gotham crime boss.
Black mask.
No.
Red mask.
No.
Purple mask.
Salvatore Valestra?
No, it starts with an M.
Mad Hatter.
Dang,
I
can't remember.
Yeah.
But he's mentioned a lot too. And
Matches Malone, Batman's other alternate identity.
Magneto.
master of magnetism. Oh, they don't insult you by showing the Waynes getting killed.
Yay.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's mentioned. It is very crucial to the plot of the film.
Sure.
But it's not. You don't sit there and see it.
We've seen it enough times.
Yeah.
They learned from Spider-Man. Thanks, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How many Batman movies show the Waynes being
Almost
killed?
all of
Yeah,
them.
I think all of them.
Like by the
Batman
time,
and Robin doesn't,
by the time, well, it's because it was established in '89.
but they show it in Batman 89, Returns, and Forever.
Yeah.
3 out of the 4.
I know when the Gotham series came out, somebody did a super cut of the Waynes getting killed. And I think at that point it was like 18 times.
Yeah. I
Those
kind of want to
turtles,
go to
man, they gotta hit the
I
ground.
kind of want to go to I've seen someone do this at a convention. I kind of want to do this at some point. Go dressed up as
The Waynes,
and go up to every Batman cosplayer, yell "son," and then drop to the floor.
I saw that. It's hilarious.
It's super good. Yeah.
But no, the whole movie was very good. I
Have a breakaway pearl necklace that gets every time.
but make sure it's still attached to a string so you can pick it up really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was such a good movie. Like his general looks pretty good. Like he's very tactical. Like his suit looks like body armor and whatnot.
And it would
Yeah,
if you're
for
trying
early
to be
Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
His bat symbol does this weird thing where he can take it off.
And use it as like a batarang or something.
I'm not sure if
or
it's a
is it-
batarang or a knife, but
It's like
Okay.
in Superman 2 when he takes his
that's
leg off.
cellophane S.
Cellophane S. Well, that was mildly inconvenient.
Ooh. This cling wrap is stuck to me.
Oh, it feels gross. Oh, I hate this.
Ew, ew.
Why is it wet?
All right. Well, hey, with that, let's go ahead and take a break here. And when we come back, we'll get into some news.
Holy ad breaks, Batman.
Nerd Overload is proudly sponsored by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs. Hey there, true believers. Want to be a superhero? You can.
Dark Iron Cosplay Designs specializes in foam and plastic armor suits. Dark Iron also creates custom costumes and high-quality props. More information at dicosplaydesigns.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dark Iron Cosplay Designs.
Dark Iron Cosplay Designs in the Marion Center Mall. Hey, we're back from the break, and let's go ahead and get into some news.
That's no good.
That's no good. Sonic the Hedgehog.
When he was obsessed with chili dogs.
Chili dogs.
That's that Sonic voice actor's opinion on not being cast in the Sonic movie.
Oh, you mean Jaleel White?
yes,
Urkel?
Jaleel, I couldn't remember his name. Let me do that whole line again.
Okay.
That's Jaleel White's opinion on not being cast as Sonic the Hedgehog in the new movies.
Yeah.
You know, I think the guy who does Sonic's voice for the movies is all right.
Oh yeah, I don't think
No,
they
he's
could've-
fine. Ben Schwartz?
Yeah, they couldn't have casted better. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's not like Chris Pratt.
Oh God. Although that would make more sense than Super Mario.
Yeah.
Man, that movie is going to be so bad.
I am not.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Like, okay, I'm about Charlie Day because I love Charlie Day and I want to see what he does. And I think Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is going to be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
That's inspired casting. I think there's more good casting than bad casting.
Yeah. The only
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
The only bad one is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, and
Because it's Chris Pratt.
and not only so much that it's bad, it's just he's so bland. He's just, hello, I am a white guy.
Yeah. I'm adult white man and I'm here to save the day.
Mamma mia.
Mother Mia.
All right, so let's
That's the line, right? Mother Mia?
Let's go.
Let us go now.
Swing your arms from side to side.
Oh,
Boy, we really got off track on
that's
this.
fine. You know what? That's fine. Let's go ahead and talk about some Sonic 2. There's a final trailer for the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it looks pretty great.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Man, they are leaning real hard into like the look of Sonic stuff because like Robotnik looks like Robotnik. His gadgets look like Robotnik gadgets from the games.
It's great.
Chaos Emeralds.
There's a Chaos
I
Emerald.
clapped when I saw them.
I really did. Like the giant Robotnik robot with the big mustache. Thank you. Please give me more of this.
Oh, does this mean this movie's going to have Supersonic in it because of the Chaos
Oh,
Emeralds?
probably.
Yeah, that'll probably be like the end thing where he has to save the world as Golden Supersonic or whatever.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. That was like one of my favorite things in Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
When you like unlocked Supersonic.
You know, we talked about Jaleel White not being the voice of Sonic. Do you think in Sonic 3 they'll actually have him voice some character as because they're gonna start adding more and more Sonic the Hedgehog characters to the thing.
They'll pull in classic Sonic. It'll be like
Yeah.
Sonic Generations.
Oh sure, yeah. I was thinking more like
The Sonic multiverse.
get a.
The multiverse of speed.
Well, I almost said Shadow, but that wouldn't be a good fit. I was thinking Silver the
Oh,
Hedgehog.
God.
Yeah. It's no use.
It's no use.
Get Robert Pattinson to be Shadow the Hedgehog.
I was thinking almost. Schwartz had that comedy special
Oh,
with
yeah.
Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That would actually be a really good kind of dichotomy kind of thing.
I mean,
meta thing.
If Idris Elba wasn't already Knuckles, I would have said he could have been Shadow.
True.
Well, yeah.
I think he's got the gravitas for the edgy character like
Are
that.
they gonna put Amy in it? I mean, like she's the only mainline, like original Sonic character that hasn't shown up yet.
Well, yeah. That'll be the teaser for
Yeah.
Sonic 3.
Or he like Sonic goes home and like meets a pink hedgehog. Something.
Gets hit with a
something.
hammer.
Yeah, that's it.
Bonk.
But no, this trailer looks really good. I'm really excited for the movie.
No, they'll tease the Fang the Sniper.
Rouge the
Yes.
Bat.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The internet will go wild.
Dynamite the Duck. Whatever the polar bear's name is.
Mighty the Armadillo.
Yeah, Ray the Squirrel.
Charmy Bee.
We
Half of
keep
these
we
you
keep
just
glossing
make
over
up.
the best character,
Okay.
Big the Cat.
Oh, Big the
I
Cat.
thought you were gonna say Vector the Crocodile, and then he could be voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait.
That would be pretty great. But
Is he even still alive?
he's around. His director. He's doing directing
Is he?
things. Yeah.
God, can you imagine getting directed by that voice?
He does that. He puts on that.
He
one.
puts on that
man,
voice.
It's this character.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was in a comedy duo with Tom Kenny called Bobcat and Tomcat?
Really?
That's where Bobcat came from. His name's Bob Goldthwait. And that's where the nickname came from. They were in a comedy duo years and years ago.
I'll bet they were
Bobcat
real
and Tomcat.
funny. I
yeah.
can see that being real funny.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I really liked Hugh and Laurie.
yeah.
That was a good show.
It's good stuff. Moving on to other trailers.
Yeah,
I was just to say, Bobcat Goldthwait is one of my favorite space ghost to coast guests.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets the gag. But no, let's talk about some other trailers. There was a trailer for the Marvel Disney show Ms. Marvel. First real good look at what the show's going to be about, and again, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks cute and fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely rolling into the whole like wishful teenage girl.
well,
wanting
this
something.
is the first look at like someone who's a superhero fangirl
Yeah,
in the Marvel universe, which they have to exist,
yeah, of course.
and this is a good kind
I
of
mean, we've seen
avenue to kind of get
we've
into
seen
that
celebrity
character.
worship in the real world. I can only imagine what it'd be like, in a superpowered society.
Yeah. So this is basically about a teen girl who idolizes Captain Marvel and then gains superpowers. They had to change it a lot from the comics because there are whole swaths of backstory that they just haven't introduced.
Let's say she was a.
She was a human with inhuman genes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
That-
because a big gasp went all over
big
Jersey
Terrigen
City.
gas.
Yeah, which they mention in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they kind of show, but it's
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't count,
It's
and
not
Inhumans doesn't
canon.
count.
even though it is on HBO or on Disney Plus.
Yeah. But no, they changed up her powers a little bit. They changed her,
She has mage hand now.
Yeah,
instead of-
basically, yeah. But I think it's a good fit. I think it's a good change. I understand the change.
Yeah, I like her stretchy embiggening powers better, but it makes sense why they changed it.
And now her powers visually mimic Captain Marvel's a little bit closer.
Kinda.
Closer.
I mean, there is a
Close
point.
enough.
There is a point where she like does something, and like that magic bracelet or whatever it is makes a giant fist.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to be using a lot of like giant magic fist instead of giant stretchy fist.
Yeah, like it manifests rather than it causes her body to actually physically change.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see how it works in the show, and, maybe my opinion will change. Because I'm not super about it. But, again, like you said, change. Plus, they might want to actually show Mr. Fantastic do Mr. Fantastic stuff.
He's
There's
gonna
only
show
enough
up.
room for one stretchy character.
Yeah, he's going to show up someday, and they can't be stepping on each other's stretchy toes.
Giant stretchy toes. Yeah. So third trailer we have is actually for a game, Hogwarts Legacy. It's a PlayStation. I believe it's a PlayStation exclusive, but don't hold me to that. But this game...
It's from some little-known franchise like Harry Partridge.
That's it. I think so.
The animator, Harry Partridge?
That's where that name came from.
But I mean, the game looks really good. It's kind of a shame that it's tied to the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
Because there was some problematic stuff that comes with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of magical baggage there.
Yeah.
Problematic things named J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. I mean, she has no involvement in the game development except for all the money that she's going to make from royalties.
Yeah.
Which in itself is a...
which gives her a bigger platform, which itself is not fantastic.
It's not the best,
But speaking of fantastic, the game does look
the game
good.
looks really good. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be doing everything from going to magical classes to saving the world or possibly destroying it with the power of magic and goblins.
Throwing goblins at other goblins with magic,
Yeah.
Like seriously, a lot of like the spell combat and stuff kind of reminds me of Jedi Fallen Order.
A little bit. Yep.
Or it reminded me of Control, the psychic powers in Control.
Yeah, I mean with the Force and everything, everything
That's
intersects.
basically the same thing.
There are a lot of folks online that are calling it Elden Wand, and I could see it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as open world as Elden Ring or whatever, and
it's not going to feel anything.
It's not going to feel like it, but visually,
visually, it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, and it looks
like Elden Ring. I almost said Elden Wand. I almost called it Elden Wand. I mean, it kind of is that if you're playing as a magic user.
Well, sure, yeah.
I mean, the game definitely, like, as somebody who used to be very ingrained in the Harry Potter fandom, the game does appear to have everything a huge Harry Potter fan would love.
Yeah.
You're attending classes, you're making an original character.
And you're not starting at first year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, but you got to play catch up with the other students.
But that's fine.
I want to live under a staircase, though, and that's not going to let me do that.
You know what? The room of requirement might be able to give you a staircase.
Also, the fact that you can make your own magical pop-up cottage farm.
Yeah.
They're basically
Housing?
taking from Miss Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them or whatever. His briefcase, you go into the briefcase
his
and
TARDIS briefcase.
His TARDIS briefcase. You basically get one of those, and then you can put your own cottage and whatever else you want in there, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, like there's like a whole. There seems like so much stuff you can do in this game. Like, you take your classes, you can make potions, you can befriend magical beasts, you can duel other students. All these other students apparently have lives that you can learn about and build relationships with these people.
You can go to Hogsmeade and dress up like a real dink.
Yeah. There's a whole your clothing and fashion and whatnot, and then there's top hat guy.
You mean Doug Dimmadome?
Yeah, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I want to. If they give me the option to have a big stupid top hat,
They will.
I want a big stupid top hat.
Big magic stupid top hat. Absolutely.
Just make sure you pick the gender you want at the beginning because they will not let you change it.
You will.
It will not be allowed.
Also,
walking that line
when they
That's as far into it as I'm gonna go.
when it showed some of the character creation stuff and it showed one of the faces had huge scars across it. I was like,
what happened to this teen?
I'm like, Is it going to let you be a werewolf?
I want to be the nastiest Hogwarts student.
No, like seriously, because it's like this. Like looking at it, it reminded me when it talked about Ron's one brother who got attacked by a werewolf in one of the books, and I was like, "Can you be a werewolf? Will it let me be a werewolf?"
You might be able to be a werewolf. Like, it's letting you do just about everything else.
My name's Krusty Potter.
Can I end Harry Potter's line before it starts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go kill his great granddad.
Oh yeah. This also takes place like in the 1800s. So.
Yeah, so they're conveniently not dealing with any established characters whatsoever.
It's the Harry Potter EU.
Yeah.
Basically.
Harry Potter Legends is what they're calling it now.
That's it. Yes.
I mean, it is Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
It's like what they did with the Fallout games. Oh, it takes place 100 years before the original games, even though everything in it is just from the original games.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that they're making me want to play this game.
Right?
It's like they came out swinging with that trailer.
Yeah.
They really did. All right, so let's do a couple of quick hits. What is Pinecone and Pony?
Webtoonist, I guess originally Webtoonist Kate Beaton did a comic with a little fat little pony in it, years and years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And then she did a children's book about a princess that had that fat little pony. And
didn't that fat pony show up in Adventure Time as well for an episode?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
But now it's they're doing an animated series of it on Apple TV.
Oh, interesting.
So no one will watch it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody talks about that Ted Lasso all the time. So
People do love that Ted Lasso.
Somebody has Apple TV that's watching Ted Lasso. Just the entire universe is sharing a password so everyone can watch Ted Lasso.
Basically, yeah. But it's cool. I'm glad to see Beaton is getting, she's,
Yeah. And it captures her art style pretty well, I think. I watched the trailer for it just this morning.
Yeah, I've always liked her stuff. Her, I forget what it was called. Hark a Vagrant.
Yeah, Hark a Vagrant.
It was a bunch of like just goofy observations about
history
and Victorian area stuff. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like, beloved animations and stuff, this is kind of like not news, but Owl House comes back today.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we didn't mention in the Check It Out that we watched Turning Red.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's hold off until next week because I actually really want to watch
Yeah, I want to watch
Turning
it
Red.
too.
Okay, do watch it.
Yes, I will watch it.
Especially with all the weird pearl clutching news about it.
It's weird because it's absolutely harmless film.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you know what? We'll get into this next week.
Yeah.
Yes,
when we all
put a
have
pin
said
in
it.
that.
We'll put a pin in that. So coming up next, something that I have no stake in the game, but Fooly Cooly, the anime is getting another couple seasons, I guess, in 2023, I believe.
Adult Swim's picking up another 2 seasons of it. I mean, which is good, I guess. I never watched the other 2 seasons they picked up after the original, which is weird because the original was one of my favorite animes as a teenager. As I've watched it so many times, I could probably recite the dialogue while they say it on the show.
What I understand, it's pretty seminal work for coming of age stuff.
It really
Yeah,
is.
but there's also a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty low random, I guess.
Well, not so much low random, but some of the relationships between certain characters is really awkward.
Yeah, I mean it's messy, much like life is.
Yeah.
I more meant the fact that the one girl's in love with the kid or the kid's brother, and he's in love with her, but he's a lot younger than her, and
he's not really in love with her. He's just there and okay with being there because it's easy, type of situation.
Yeah,
it's really complicated and also bizarre if you're just looking at it at surface level. But it is kind of it was my Evangelion, if that makes sense.
Okay, sure.
If I would have watched Evangelion when I was a teenager, I probably would have loved it then too. But this was that was like that to me.
I mean, that show made me listen to The Pillows a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I listened to The Pillows a lot back in.
And they still have some bangers.
Yeah.
Sniper.
But the sequel seasons looked like they were just kind of missing something, and I just never got around to watching them. And I heard they take themselves way too seriously too, which is not really.
Which you have the show, which is like the most unserious thing ever.
Yeah.
Because everything is jokes or callbacks or inside jokes or visual jokes.
The original hid serious issues behind goofy jokes and weirdness. Whereas this just looks like it throws away all the weirdness and stuff. But maybe I don't know. Maybe these new ones will be better. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it's next year is when it's when it's coming. So.
I'll have to watch I'm assuming they're probably like on HBO Max or something.
Yeah, that's where all the Adult Swim stuff is.
Yeah.
All right, talking about anime, Josh, tell me about this Toei hack.
Yeah, so I guess on last Friday, there was a third-party hack of the anime studio Toei, and it gave them a partial shutdown or whatever. So it put on hold a lot of stuff. The new Dragon Ball Super movie, Heroes or whatever it's
Dragon
called.
Ball Superhero, I think is what it's called.
Which is about some aliens that are dressing up like superheroes in a world that they're pretty much already superheroes.
Yeah.
One Piece got on hold. The new Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai series got put on hold. Just a lot of stuff.
Interesting.
And Toei still doesn't even know who caused the hack.
It sounds like they got ransomware if it was a thing where they couldn't work.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably never know the full details of this
no,
because
they've
Toei is pretty tight-lipped about everything.
Yeah.
From what I understand. But it's kind of a bummer that this is happening. I mean, it's
because it's affecting a lot of really big, long-running series.
Yeah.
right.
Their underpaid, overworked animators had nothing to do.
Oh no, they got a break.
Yeah. What I've heard about the anime industry is true, is not a fun time for anyone.
No. If it's anything like the weekly manga industry, it's not a good time, I guess.
Yeah, where artists literally write themselves into the grave.
That's what happened to the guy from Berserk.
That's what I was referencing.
Yeah. Okay, so also, what about Super Nintendo World?
So yeah, Super Nintendo World in the United States is opening next year
That's great.
in Orlando.
No, it's Hollywood.
Is it Hollywood? I thought it was
Hollywood.
Orlando.
No, it's the Hollywood one because I read the article about it and was disappointed to hear it was the one on the other side of the country.
Ah.
I mean, Florida feels just as far for me on that one.
But it's cool that they're opening up. I mean, I'm still going to steer clear of amusement parks for the time being.
It's a lot of people in a lot of small spaces.
Yes.
It
but
really
it's-
does make me wonder if it's going to be as interactive as the one in Japan.
Oh yeah, because they got you touching all kinds of surfaces.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the wristbands and whatnot.
I wonder if it will open with the Donkey Kong section.
That would be interesting. I hope so, because I love me that big donk boy.
That Donk Boy.
He's probably one of my favorite Nintendo characters. But I also am a little biased because I love the Donkey Kong Country video games.
I hope they get like a Wario mascot run around and maybe he smells bad.
Oh, that would be great.
Wah! Or he's like doing like he's like sabotaging things or quote unquote sabotaging
He
things.
farts on kids.
He is at a really obnoxiously loud motorcycle.
Yeah,
That's it.
that'd be rad if
That
you
would be
rode
pretty
up on
cool.
that motorcycle to like the meet and greet area.
That would be pretty cool.
Always late.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always late.
Always late and smelling of onions.
Yeah, garlic.
Garlic. Yes.
God, do you remember that SNL sketch where Elon Musk was Wario?
Oh,
I tried to forget.
yeah.
You're welcome. I didn't know anything about Elon Musk's girlfriend until she like recently started tweeting about like their kids and they're like
You
their
didn't know Grimes?
No, I had no idea who she was.
I know Grimes. I've got some fun stories about Grimes and her riverboat adventures.
I feel like you're referencing something I'm not getting.
I'm referencing a real thing that happened when she was in art school. Her and her boyfriend built their own riverboat and tried to riverboat down the Mississippi in it because they heard about it in Huckleberry Finn. But
Like, are we talking like a riverboat, or are we talking like a riverboat, like a raft?
Houseboat
It
kind
probably looked more like a raft, but it was intended to be a houseboat. because they had heard about Huckleberry Finn, but had not read it.
What?
She said she might read it like during the trip, but she had not read it at the point they were making the raft.
Yeah.
And it immediately like broke. The raft immediately broke, and they were trying to fix it in the water, and then the cops show up and they're like, what the heck is this? You can't be floating around in like this unlicensed raft. And like they had like some chickens on it and like everything.
Jeez.
They had adopted their own riverboat names, which I wish I remember what they were.
There's like a really good article about it. You have to
Oh, really?
find.
This is
Really?
the wildest, dumbest thing I think I've
Yes.
ever heard.
It absolutely is.
Look it up.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I just know that she like kept her second child a secret until like some
Yeah, like
interview.
a couple days ago.
Until like a couple days
Yeah,
ago, where there
and the
was an
baby's
interview.
name is Y. The letter Y.
It's better than the other kid's
Yeah.
name that's like, whoop. Like
Yeah,
that
it's-
sound.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's like
Whoop.
it's like a mathematical like equation or something. Oh, and then she had some article where she talks about how like they don't live the $1 billion lifestyle or something. Like
No.
all they eat is peanut butter sandwiches.
They only live the 900 million, like the $900 million lifestyle.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Christopher Lloyd is going to be in the next season of Mandalorian.
Great Scott.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, not much news about it. Or
Yeah.
Other than he's
Just
going to
like,
be. I mean, who isn't jumping on the Mando train? Honestly,
At this point, why not?
Who better to match the energy of the show? I feel like
Yeah.
he'd be right
like
up there.
Doc Brown.
Yeah, well, like he'll be right up there with Amy Sedaris' character. Like that's the
Don't
same
get me
kind
started
of.
on her.
Yeah, she's the best character on the show. Pelly is her name, I think.
Pelly the thirsty space mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how they added that. They kind of added that to her character in Boba Fett. It's like, oh, also she's thirsty.
But not for humans.
Straight up spits out a tooth in that one scene.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Christopher Lloyd would be great on The Mandalorian. I'll
Yeah.
be excited to see what kind of character they come up for.
Yeah, is he an alien or a Mandalorian?
Is this
Put him in the armor.
is this when this baby gets up to 88 parsecs? You're gonna see some
it.
serious bantha poodoo.
Perfect. And hey, with that, let's go ahead and wrap things up. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
I clapped when I heard it.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. That number's 586-372-8020. You would think by this point I wouldn't have to look at the board to read it off, but I did.
It's a lot of numbers, okay?
It's a lot of numbers. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Pizza out.
This show was sponsored in part by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs in the Marion Center Mall.